Good morning, Antioch Church Embrace. I hope that you're having a blessed time in your devotions this morning. The word is from Deuteronomy chapter 16, verses 13 to 22. And it says, "Celebrate the festival of tabernacles for 7 days after you have gathered the produce of your threshing floor and your winepress. Be joyful at your festival, you, your sons and daughters, your male and female servants, and the Levites, the foreigners, the fatherless, and the widows who live in your towns. For 7 days celebrate the festival to the Lord your God at the place the Lord will choose. For the Lord your God will bless you in all your harvest and in all the work of your hands, and your joy will be complete. 3 times a year all your men must appear before the Lord your God at the place he will choose at the festival of unleavened bread, the festival of weeks, and the festival of tabernacles. No one should appear before the Lord empty-handed. Each of you must bring a gift in proportion to the way the Lord your God has blessed you. Appoint judges and officials for each of your tribes in every town the Lord your God is giving you, and they shall judge the people fairly. Do not pervert justice or show partiality. Do not accept a bribe, for a bribe blinds the eyes of the wise and twists the words of the innocent. Follow justice and justice alone, so that you may live and possess the land the Lord your God is giving you. Do not set up any wood Asherah poles beside the altar you build to the Lord your God, and do not erect a sacred stone, for these the Lord your God hates." Amen. There really is a whole bunch that we can be focusing on today. For me, what is impressing upon my heart is starts in verse 16. It says, "3 times a year all your men must appear before the Lord at the place he will choose at the festival of unleavened bread, the festival of weeks, the festival of tabernacles. No one should appear before the Lord empty-handed." And then in 17 it says, "Each of you must bring a gift in proportion to the way the Lord your God has blessed you." God gives this command to the Israelites, and he's telling them 3 times a year, right? 3 times a year there will be these festivals that will be great holy days where you will come before God, and you have to make the pilgrimage from wherever you are to Jerusalem in order to make the sacrifice. That is the festival of unleavened bread, which is Passover, the festival of weeks, and the festival of tabernacles, right? And I think about what it is that God does for us, right? It's these holy days, or we would call them holidays, that God really sets apart for us to think about the blessings that we have received. And especially for the Israelites, during these 3 specific holy days, they would be in their pilgrimage to Jerusalem, they would be singing the songs of ascents, or they would be reciting them, or praying them before God. Right? The Song of Ascents are found in Psalms 120 to 134, and they are songs that, well, we don't know exactly for sure, but many theologians believe that these were the songs that the Israelites would sing on their way to Jerusalem during the time of these festivals, right? So that during their journeys, they would remember and be able to confess these psalms as a prayer before the Lord, to talk about just his faithfulness and the different attributes of who God is. And as they would do so, I believe that they would begin to think on and reflect on God's goodness, right? And it would cause them to really think about, in verse 17, "Each of you must bring a gift in proportion to the way the Lord your God has blessed you." Now, of course, there's the temptation to think about the blessings of God in a financial, monetary way, right? So how much crops were produced, or how fruitful were your livestock. But really, for us today, what we really ought to do is to think about how have we grown? What is it that God has done and God is doing in my life, right? That we would take time to reflect on the faithfulness of God and really come before the Lord and be transformed by him, right? And as we have been transformed, we would give to the Lord in proportion to what we have received. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean giving in financial ways either, right? But it's giving of our hearts and giving of ourselves, giving of our gifts and our time, right? Giving of our intention before God. And that really is the big thing, right? The intention that we have before the Lord, that we would come before Him with the intention of worshiping and the intention of surrender, right? And that's really the most important aspect of what these holy days are all about, that they would come before the Lord and consider and think about what God has done and His faithfulness to the Israelites and to them personally. And as they would come, they would not come empty handed, but they would give to the Lord with all of their hearts. And so that's my encouragement to you this morning, that you would give your heart wholeheartedly to Him, right? That you would not give any other loyalty to anyone or anything else in your life, but that it would go unto Him first, right? That you would give of yourself to the Lord first, worshiping Him wholeheartedly. All of your time, all of your resources, all of what is faithful in you, you would be faithful to God. So that's my prayer for you today. I hope you have a great day. Please remember to apply this message and to end with a time of prayer. Just want to encourage you to reflect on this word throughout the day, right? Don't let it just be for 20, 30 minutes in the morning, but it'll be something that you would reflect on throughout the day and really be able to encourage yourself with as the Lord just continues to impress it upon your heart. Okay, thank you. Have a great day today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.